Hey guys, it's Roscoe, and on the Space Couch today we're joined by the Grand Admiral because I'm going to be reviewing this, Thrawn by Timothy Zahn. Spoilers, it was absolutely fantastic. I picked this up on Saturday, finished it yesterday, so I thought I would do my review on it now. So, each chapter opens with essentially an entry from Thrawn's journal, and then throughout the text of each chapter, certain sentences that are in italics are like how he is portraying someone. So he sees the heat on their face increase when they're lying, or when muscles tick, that sort of thing, because he can see into other spectrum, of course, and that gives him an advantage. So it opens with him being exiled by the Chiss, I forget what they're called now, the Chiss Ascendancy, and he's then found another planet by the Imperials. He manages to sneak aboard their ship after causing several murders and explosions in the base camp. And because he's an alien, as in from the unknown regions, he's brought to the Imperial Palace to see Emperor Palpatine. And that is where he reveals that he knows Anakin Skywalker, as well as being a brilliant military mind that Palpatine would want to put to use. Palpatine, when he hears Anakin Skywalker's name, says, "Walk with me." They leave the throne room and take a little walk into the gardens next to the throne room, where Thrawn says, "I take it Jedi Skywalker didn't survive." And Palpatine says, "No, he didn't. But he did tell me all about you before his passing." So, yes, he wants to know, Palpatine is, routes into wild space and the unknown regions, because it's very difficult to travel there. Too many mass shadows, black holes, weird things going on, all that sort of stuff. So he wants to use Thrawn's knowledge. So he says, "Thrawn and the guy who's been tasked as his translator, Eli Vanto, to go to the Royal Imperial Academy on Coruscant to complete their training." Thrawn's already a military officer. Vanto only had 3 months left to go through his own academy. So they're stuck there to go through the rest of their training. Thrawn has made a lieutenant already, but that's just going to cause resentment from the other cadets. Because A, they hate aliens, B, they hate anyone who's not from the core, all those politically connected families and all of that. So anyway, they progress through their training, various incidents, trying to get the two of them thrown out. They, of course, fail. It goes through his various stages of promotion. So from lieutenant to lieutenant commander, to captain, to commodore, to admiral, to grand admiral, and all this time, because the powers that be that hate Thrawn can't do anything to stop his career, they can stop Eli Vanto getting a promotion. So he's essentially an ensign almost the entire time. So yes, it's very much like Sherlock and Holmes, with Vanto playing the Holmes character, Thrawn being the Sherlock Holmes. They don't even get on to mentioning art until page 179, but I really like how they describe it, because artists are representative of their cultures. And so that's why he can read a culture's art from an artist's work. Fantastically well done. He does, of course, have a nemesis, and not in the Imperial Navy, where everyone is against him, really, until they work with him and realise he is that brilliant and he does deserve respect. A guy called Night Swan, who's kind of like, reminded me of Garmbel Iblis, actually, from the original Thrawn trilogy. This figure who's kind of in the shadows, trying to manipulate things, have an uprising against the Empire, as well as helping out various rebel cells and smugglers. They have several, not confrontations, but games with each other, shall we say. And it's always like, well, did you win that one? Did I win that one? That depends on what your definition of winning and losing in a certain situation is. If Thrawn has gathered sufficient information, then he considers that a victory, even if it was a tactical loss. We see that playing out, of course, in Star Wars Rebels Season 3, when he keeps letting them go so he can find out more about them until he can crush them at the end. It is absolutely fantastic, and I did enjoy all of the journal entries through it. Towards the very end, when he's become a Grand Admiral, he's back in the throne room with Palpatine. And Palpatine's, "Please, congratulations, Grand Admiral. This sets my heart at ease, knowing that you are with us." And then Thrawn says something like, "Well, now perhaps you could set my heart at ease." And Palpatine he says, "Tell me about the Death Star." And it's like, where did you hear that term? And so, well, obviously he found out from unguarded communications. He's able to piece together something they're building that is huge, based on the amounts of material that has been going missing, that he's tried to have Vanto check out, but hasn't really had much luck. But anyway, because the Emperor thinks, you're worried I might use this against the Chiss. He says, well, no, actually, it's not that. It's the fact I don't think you should commit such huge amounts of Imperial resources to an artifact machine that can really only bring the Imperial presence to one system at a time, as opposed to a very large, flexible navy that can be spread over many systems simultaneously. And Palpatine saying, yes, but once the Death Star is completed, we will only need to go to one system at a time. Fear of this battle station shall keep the other systems in line, as Tarkin says in A New Hope. And anyway, it ends, they're finishing up their conversation when the door opens at the end and Palpatine says, Lord Vader, come join us. I don't believe you have met each other, have you? Grand Admiral Thrawn, Darth Vader. And Thrawn said, Lord Vader, I've heard much about you. I'm very pleased to finally meet you. Yes, says Vader, as am I. Indeed. So we don't find out anything about the whole Anakin Skywalker thing and how they know each other. That's all we see of Vader in there. But it does end, the last chapter is Vanto reading another entry from Thrawn's journal. It's essentially along the lines of how you must let them fly the nest when they're ready. And he is in unknown space, and he finds a ship that is the Chiss. And the lady in charge of that ship says, are you he? And she says, yes, I am. Mithron Anurdo believes I could be of some assistance to the Chiss. Does he now? Together we shall find out. And that's how it ends. Wide open for follow-on stories about Grand Admiral Thrawn, which would be fantastic. I expect his story will get wrapped up in Rebels, but there will be the fill-in detail in other novels. And it was absolutely fantastic. I can't recall what elements have been brought from the old canon back into the new, other than maybe the trade language Sai-Bisti, and probably other things like that. I'm not sure if Eli Vanto... Eli Vanto is essentially playing Captain Pelion in this, and he's also a great character, Vanto, because he doesn't know anything at the beginning, but over the course of the novel he starts to not just appreciate Thrawn's ways, but to understand them and start to use them himself. And Thrawn is very much his teacher in all of that. He wants to get him up to speed so he'll be a useful ally. And it seems towards the end of the book that exile was voluntary. And he was originally exiled because of his thoughts on the use of first strike, which the rest of the Chiss Admiralty did not agree with. And I do wonder if that first strike is him getting involved in the Empire so he can divert it from causing problems for his own people. I guess we shall find out in due course. But yes, an absolutely fantastic novel. I thoroughly recommend it to you. It's the fastest I've read a Star Wars novel or any novel in quite some time. Finished it in one day. You will too. Once you get into it, you're into it. Grand Admiral Thrawn is back and he's just as brilliant as always. Like I said, I thoroughly recommend this to you. Please subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed this content. Leave me a comment or suggestion for upcoming topic you'd like to see discussed, or like the video.